Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we are taking a look at a really fun theme team in the Great League, the Double B theme team. This team features Beedrill and VESPIQUEN teaming up. Beedrill is running the standard moveset of Poison Jab, X-Scissor, and Legacy Drill Run, whereas VESPIQUEN is a Bug and Flying type Pokemon with the moveset of Fury Cutter, X-Scissor, and Power Gem. To round out the rest of the team, I paired the Bees with a Diggersby lead and went on a 10-5 run with the squad. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out the Bees in action in the Great League. Picking up a terrible lead in the first match, Diggersby into Swampert. I am going to instantly save switch into VESPIQUEN, and the opponent brings in Talonflame. This is a pretty bad matchup on paper, but we have Power Gem. Does Talonflame know? They do not get absolutely one shot, and we have flipped switch advantage. The opponent waits their clock, and they bring back in Swampert. VESPIQUEN is going to be able to reach the X-Scissor. X-Scissor not the strongest move ever, but this whole team kind of struggles against Swampert, so any chip damage will be helpful. We do tank a Hydro Cannon. VESPIQUEN is surprisingly tanky, so we are able to absorb that damage no problem, and now I'm going for another X-Scissor. This will grab the shield from the Swampert. I'm trying to get to the next one, but not able to get there. They aren't at 2 quite yet, so I decide to shield, trying to get to another, but I'm not able to get there, so that shield ended up being a mistake on my part. I'm going to bring in the Beedrill, try and go for the extra Poison Jab here. Unfortunately, I do get denied. If I got the extra Poison Jab, I was thinking I was going to be able to farm down, but I was not able to get it, so I decide to farm up and throw one before they reach the next Hydro Cannon. This will be taking out the Swampert. The final Pokemon in the back is Sableye. No baiting here. I am going straight for the Drill Run. Drill Run, able to land, bringing back in Diggersby, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, picking up another bad lead, Diggersby into Defense Theoxus. I do instantly save switch into VESPIQUEN, and we are able to reach an X-Scissor just as they reach a potential Psycho Boost. X-Scissor lands, and it ends up being a CMP tie on the Psycho Boost. This is only neutral, so we tank that fairly well, and they're going to bring in Air Slash Mandibuzz. This is not ideal. I will be able to connect with the Power Gem, but this is only single super effective, so it is not enough to one-shot the Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz does not want to get hit with a second, and they decide to throw some energy. Aerial Ace will be enough to take me out, but this is honestly a pretty tough spot, as Mandibuzz is a big core breaker for this entire team. I'm going to try and overfarm as much as possible because I want to try and leave with energy if at all possible, but I'm in a rough spot here. Mudshot is double resisted and it's a low damage fast move anyway, so even though I'm able to land this second Fire Punch, it's not going to be enough to KO, and it is going to be absolutely painful to try and Mudshot down. I am going to let this through. Ends up being the foul play, that's totally fine. Going for the Mudshot down. I'm not able to get there, and they reach another move. I do have the XL Diggersby. I should barely tank it, and I'm able to snipe with the Poison Jab from Beedrill. So I do have an Earthquake loaded if I need it later in the match. Beedrill has an energy lead. Back in comes Defense Theoxus. I'm going to overfarm by 1 so I can again throw on the CMP tie. Going for the X-Scissor. Taking out Defense Theoxus, and it's Sableye in the back. And this game actually looks winnable, but then we lag. Please do not lag out of this match. We finally stop freezing, and we're back at it. Going for the Drill Run here. Drill Run does get the shield. I was hoping it was going to be able to land, but at this point, so long as I can get both shields, I have the Earthquake loaded. Drill Run gets the shield. We should be in a pretty good spot now. I will shield the first because I do want to get the extra Poison Jab damage here. They're going to be forced to throw a second before I reach the X-Scissor, but this should be Earthquake range. I'm going to let this through. Back in comes Diggersby. We are going to be able to go for the Earthquake. So despite the terrible lead and the terrible swap, we are still able to get the win. Hopping to the next match, leading Diggersby into Metajam, another miserable lead. I am going to be save switching into VESPIQUEN, and the opponent responds with a Shadow Skuntank. This is not the worst situation for me to be in, because Fury Cutter and X-Scissor are both hitting for neutral here. I will commit a shield, but we just straight up outpaced the Shadow Skuntank. I am going for the X-Scissor, we're able to grab the shield, and I should be able to reach 2 more X-Scissors before they reach a second move. So I should be able to land one and force that second shield. If they don't commit the shield, I am winning switch advantage here. They commit the shield, and honestly, at this point, shield advantage is more important to me than switch advantage because Metajam has Psychic, which does massive damage to Beedrill. So now I have an energy lead and shield advantage, and they have Bastiodon in the back. This is not great. I am going to be going for the Drill Run. Drill Run will do double super effective damage. I'm counting very carefully. I need to bank a Drill Run, and I'm able to catch the move back onto Diggersby. We are able to waste Bastiodon's energy. Back in comes Metajam. Metajam, unfortunately, did leave with some energy. I'm going to let whatever they throw through, and it is just a power-up punch. I should be able to connect with an Earthquake. This will do quite a lot of damage, but Exo Metajam is very bulky, so this is not going to be enough to KO. I'm hoping to get to another move, but they throw their energy. Honestly, I am totally fine with that. I have to save the shield for Beedrill. Beedrill is double resisting these counters. I will commit the shield. I need to farm up to an X-Scissor and a Drill Run, and I'm able to get there. X-Scissor will, of course, take out the Metajam, but will the Beedrill take out Bastiodon? Back in comes Bastiodon. Moment of truth. Is it enough damage? It is, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Diggersby into Lickitung. This is a fairly neutral matchup. Diggersby is, of course, double resisting the Licks, but Lickitung does have access to super effective Power Whip. Diggersby is going to be going for the Earthquake. Earthquake, able to connect and does quite a bit of damage. Opponent safe switches into Surfetched, and I'm going to respond with Beedrill. This is enough for a Brave Bird. I am going to shield it, and that ends up being a huge shield as it was the Brave Bird. I am going to be able to Poison Jab down, and if they bring back in the Lickitung, which they do, they are bringing it into a loaded Beedrill. Beedrill able to connect with the Drill Run, pushing for the X-Scissor, but not quite able to get there. Body Slam will not KO, and I am able to reach the X-Scissor. This should be taking out the Lickitung unless they decide to commit the shield. They do commit the shield, and it's Talonflame in the back. And at this point, unfortunately, this game is over. Talonflame with an energy lead beats my whole team. I'm going to stay in with the VESPIQUEN, try and play it out. But at this point, Talonflame just sweeps me. There's just nothing I can do. I'm going to go for the Power Gem, but at this point, there's no reason for the opponent not to shield. But the opponent no shields! Are you kidding me? They didn't respect VESPIQUEN, and that is a good game. Picking up the Dream Lead in the next match, Diggersby into Nidoqueen. The opponent safe switches into Jellicent, but this is a bit of a problem. Jellicent is going to be going for the Bubble Beam, which is fine. It does super effective damage, but not a lot. But unfortunately, I don't have a great response to Jellicent outside of Diggersby. I go for the Earthquake, I'm able to land it, and then I am going to bring in VESPIQUEN. VESPIQUEN is quite tanky, so we should be able to tank this Shadow Ball no problem. And it was important for me to switch out there because I wanted to preserve the Diggersby so I could take out the Nidoqueen later in the match. I decided to go for the Power Gem, not enough to KO, and they reach a move. The question is, was it enough for a Shadow Ball? I decide to call it, and it's just a Bubble Beam, and I am going to be able to farm down. I am debuffed, and all my charge moves are resisted. I didn't think I was getting to 2 moves, so I opt to go for the Power Gem. It is more damage, even though it is less efficient. But if you can get to 2, you definitely do want to go for the X-Scissor. I do bring back in Diggersby. Even if Nidoqueen goes for the Earth Power, Diggersby tanks this no problem. We tank that. The final Pokemon in the back is going to be Vigoroth. I do have quite a lot of energy on that Diggersby, but unfortunately I was a little slow on the swap, so I did take some counter damage. I do survive 1 Body Slam, and again, Beedrill is double resisting the counters, so they're not really going to be able to farm me down. I went for the Drill Run in case they called it, but unfortunately that is shielded. I will have to commit the shield on the Body Slam, and from here I'm just going for the X-Scissor. I just need any kind of damage that I can get on the Vigoroth, and we get the shield. They go for a move, and at this point, Diggersby is the win con. I'm actually going to let the Beedrill be taken out. Back in comes Diggersby, and we're going to be able to get to the Earthquake. Earthquake is going to be taking out the Vigoroth. Back in comes Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen has a big advantage in terms of HP remaining, but we have access to Earthquake, and they have no shields left. The Poison Fang bait is not enough to save them, as we are going to be able to connect with the Earthquake, taking out the Nidoqueen, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, picking up a rough lead Diggersby into Metajam. I am going to save switch into VESPIQUEN. Metajam actually staying in, and they're going to be going for the Ice Punch. This will hit for super effective, but again, VESPIQUEN fairly tanky. We tank that no problem. And then the opponent brings in Lickitung, and this is not what I was hoping to see. Lickitung is extremely bulky. Look how much damage that X-Scissor does. X-Scissor just does absolutely no damage onto Lickitung. Going for X-Scissor number 2, even able to reach a third X-Scissor. This should finally get it below a half health, but oh my goodness, Lickitung is an absolute monster. This body slam is going to be more than enough to take me out, and from here, I'm willing to take moves on this Diggersby, just so long as I can try and leave with some loaded energy. Because that's basically my goal, is with a Metajam, my Diggersby is not going to be able to do a whole lot, but if I can leave with some loaded energy, then I may be able to do something. I am going for the Fire Punch, hoping this will be enough. It's not, so I decide to snipe with Beedrill. We have some energy on the Diggersby, and a Beedrill with a small energy lead as well, and they bring in Metajam. So whatever they have in back does not want to see Beedrill. So at this point, Beedrill is the win con. I go for the X-Scissor bait, and we're able to grab the shield, and these poison jabs are adding up quite a bit as well. This could be a psychic. I commit the shield, only ends up being an Ice Punch, and they have Charm Alolan Ninetales in the back. Let's go. Beedrill going for the Drill Run. Drill Run connects. Can we farm down? Yes, we can. Now they've thrown away a whole Pokemon, and we just have Beedrill with more energy left. They go for the Ice Punch. I am going to be able to go for the Drill Run here. Drill Run is going to be doing quite a lot of damage if it lands. We get the shield, and from here, I should be able to take them out with Beedrill. Beedrill going for the Drill Run, takes out the Metajam, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Diggersby into Milotic. I'm really hoping that it's Dragon Tail, but it's Waterfall. That is really bad. I'm going to switch into VESPIQUEN, and I am able to reach an X-Scissor before they reach a Surf. X-Scissor lands. They do tank that fairly well. Milotic has quite a bit of bulk as well. They go for the Surf. They are farming up quite a bit of energy, and then they bring in Vigoroth. So this is clearly a battle of spice going on here. I am just going to launch off X-Scissor after X-Scissor, but Vigoroth, unfortunately, is able to tank them fairly well, and Vigoroth is going to be able to farm down. This is not a great spot for me to be in. I am going to bring in the Beedrill and attempt to farm down, but they should be able to reach a second Surf before I do, so I decide to go for the X-Scissor. X-Scissor is going to be taking them out unless they decide to shield. They let it get taken out. What do they have in the back? We do have a very healthy Beedrill, and they have a Confusion Girafarig. Are you kidding me? And at this point, I'm just getting absolutely destroyed by Spice. I'm like, you know what? At least I can bait with a Fire Punch. He calls the Fire Punch bait. Are you kidding me? At this point, there's just not a whole lot I can do. I am trying as best as I can, shielding up the Diggersby, but unfortunately, Milotic is not going to get Mudshot down before it reaches another move. They are going to be able to take out the Diggersby. Unfortunately, my plans have all gone awry, and I concede the match. Picking up a rough lead in the final match, Diggersby into Vigoroth. I do save switch into VESPIQUEN, opponent banks a Body Slam, and then switches in Sableye. Honestly, this is fine for me because they have given VESPIQUEN a very large energy lead. I do land the X-Scissor, which is great. I believe this is only a foul play, so I am going to let that through. Just a foul play, and now I'm going for the Power Gem. Power Gem is going to do more damage overall. Power Gem connects. Can we farm down? Yes, we can. And we're able to win switch with VESPIQUEN. That is fantastic. Opponent brings back in Vigoroth, trying to farm down. Here I go for the Power Gem. I thought I wasn't going to be able to make 2 X-Scissors, but as you're going to see, I would have been able to make it, so a definite mistake by me. This Vigoroth is absolutely loaded on energy. They're going for the first Body Slam. I am farming up, and unfortunately, they are at back-to-back Body Slams again. I will commit the shield, and they're able to deny my fast move, and they get to yet another Body Slam. They bring in their final Pokemon. It's Mew. I'm able to bank an X-Scissor for later, and then I bring in Diggersby. This is going to be rough. Mew goes for the Overheat. They don't have Surf. I needed them to not have Surf to have a potential win con in this match. They end up going for a second overheat. I will commit the shield just because I know I can survive overheat number 3. Going for the Earthquake, that does quite a bit of damage, and now I'm trying to farm down, and they reach another move. This is quad debuffed, I should survive this overheat. They end up going for a Wild Charge to save energy, and they bring back in Vigoroth. I am going for the Fire Punch here, trying to get the shield, gets the shield, and now I'm going to be able to connect with the Earthquake. Earthquake, taking out the Vigoroth, back in comes the Mew, able to farm down, and that is a good game. All in all, I had an absolute blast with the Double B theme team. This is not a team I would recommend if you're looking for a really strong team to climb the ranks, but as fun teams go, I had an absolute blast with it, and being able to get a winning record with it is just the icing on the cake. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.